Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grounders TV, where we're going to give you some tips, tricks, trade secrets, maybe some good adventuring, all that kind of fun stuff. How you doing today, Nick and Joey?
Doing good.
Great.
Hope everybody's
Just,
doing good
I,
themselves.
I love that. Great, great. No, you're doing wonderful. The RV world is the greatest thing in the world. Everybody should be an RV tech today.
Everybody,
Today.
everybody should own an RV. That's the way we go
Why
about it.
not? Everybody
Yeah.
should go buy an RV today.
Even the small
If you-
ones, just to get you out of the house on the weekends. You take the kids, the dogs,
Yeah.
whatever you got.
Or get one of those things that you put on the back of your truck,
Life's
Yeah.
too short. I
Little
mean,
truck
if you have
camper.
kids, you should be out camping every weekend.
I don't know about every
At least doing
weekend,
something with them.
but doing something with them.
Just try to get
But
out with them.
you should be at least in the woods at least once or twice a month. I think so.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. Become one with nature.
Right.
Get out of the box, the cubicle that they
Go
have
out
us
there and
in.
walk around barefoot. Get grounded.
Mhm. Get grounded.
Well, that's a thing, man. Since the invention of rubber sole shoes, do you know that most Americans will go 90% of their life without being grounded? Because in today's
Wow.
society, they don't run around barefoot.
Yeah.
They don't run around without shoes on. Everybody's got shoes on, flip flops, slides, whatever you want to. And they go out in nature instead of walking around barefooted. Now I know there's some places you can't walk around barefooted, but if you go walk around barefoot for 30 minutes, it actually will help center your energy.
Oh wow! They don't
How
go
about
walk
that?
Yes.
the path. Take my shoes off.
Yep.
Go walk the paths.
Yep, that's it. Or go to the beach, walk on the beach. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
best way to get grounded because now you're getting the sand, which is a very good way to get into the center of the earth and get in the water. Of course, in Florida now you're getting these bacteria flesh eating shit. So I don't know about that. So.
Yeah. Oh,
Find a
or you go
river.
to places that's not real sand; it's artificial sand.
Right. True. Go play in the mud. Tell your kids to go play in the mud and eat some mud. It's good for them.
Just don't eat it.
Yeah, look at me. I'm perfectly fine. I did it my whole life.
Hair loss at 18.
All right. I know you would never know that I'm only 22 years old.
It's the beer that gives it away.
It's it. I dye it this color just so I don't have to get carded all the time. It sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Nick up there. I mean, you don't know he's only 35.
Yeah.
Nick got carded in on a golf for the birthday party Saturday. The lady asked him for his card. I almost fell over.
Oh, that's funny.
I was
That's
like,
awesome.
he's half your age.
Oh, my. Yeah. I mean,
But anyway,
Nick's the youngest out of either one of us, Joey, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
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 This week we had a big shock. We had the Kaiser University people call us from Tallahassee. They couldn't
I
get
saw the
anybody
pictures, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They couldn't get anybody to service their power tech generator. So they drove from Tallahassee to here. And the power tech dealer that they could have went to is 8 miles away.
Oh.
So there's only I think 4 shops in Florida that are Power Tech certified, and there's pretty much none in our area. There's a Marathon up the road from us, but they're all marathon coaches. They're specific, and they're on a waiting list for about 6 to 8 months. So it's not something that you could just drive in and get fixed. So they brought it in from Tallahassee, and they were going to Kaiser University to do medical training, and then from there they just stopped in, dropped off the bus, and within
Please fix
about
it.
6 hours they had it. Yeah, it was
look at
just
there.
a maintenance.
Oh, that's all it is, just maintenance?
Yep, it was a
Yeah,
maintenance
just
and a
a
broken spring.
Yeah, just the maintenance. The parts for the maintenance is almost $600 in today's world. They used to be
Yeah.
about 300, and they have doubled.
Look at that
Yes,
beautiful
that's the
bus.
bus.
Look at that beautiful
yeah.
bus in there getting worked on by West Coast RV LLC. I'm all right.
Hey, we have bragging rights because we know
Oh,
we're
you
the best
do.
now.
Look at that
It's-
bad boy.
It took us a while to let the state actually work on things, so we had to prove ourselves. Get in the newspaper a couple of times and get our own shows and stuff like that to be able to work on these things. But now they understand that we stand out from the rest.
Yeah, I mean, Joey, we're not talking about getting into paper for arrest records. We're just talking about good
Hmm.
stuff.
Yep. Good
I'd rather
things.
be in there for being arrested.
No parole, no parole. That's
Definitely.
awesome, guys. Holy cow, man.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the blood bank bus. I'm trying to get that one, but it's hard to get that one. So,
Blood. Which
so,
one?
so the Red
One,
Cross,
one blood
or
or
yeah, I think it's the Red Cross blood bus that goes around. Is that Red Cross or is it just one blood?
one
But either
blood?
one.
There's there. I think it's one blood and blood south and stuff like So, look at all the video you're
Yeah.
doing on your Facebook page. I'm very proud of you guys.
Yeah. Joe's really
You look,
And you're
getting into
doing
it.
it the right way. You're not doing it with a portrait. You're doing it in landscape like you're supposed to do. See, if you'd send those to me, I could actually put them on the show. But no one sends me anything, so I don't know.
Well, listen, we're
oh,
busy
I can
people.
send them to you, John. We're so
Yeah.
busy, it's crazy.
Yeah.
This week we did the Kaiser bus. We had a slide out floor. We had a trailer rear floor, dinette set, everything put back in. I mean, today's only Wednesday, and
Today's
Nick
Oh,
and
only.
that
and the
aqua.
helper. Yeah, we had the aqua hot, and then Nick and his helper they had to go down because this guy's black water tank fell out for no reason from underneath
Mm,
his trailer. And then
Oh,
when you get
no,
down
no,
there,
no,
it was a manufacturer defect.
how does your
yeah.
black
So,
water tank fall out?
Tell him, Nick, what happened.
so a lot of people, they will fill up the black tank and use the tank until they get an odor, and then they're like, okay, it's time to dump it.
Oh God.
But a lot of times on these black tanks, what we find is the furthest part of the drain, the brackets that hold them in are usually about half an inch to an inch off of where they actually should be.
Oh.
And so the move kind of shifts. But this was just sitting, and he left it so filled. I think we pulled out about 35 to 40 gallons of just poop water.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Uh,
Tell me
and
he
then
at
the one
least had
pipe
some
broke.
pods in there to make it smell a little better.
Oh no, you get the whole corn and all that. It's good
Oh,
fun. And the vent pipe actually busted on us and popped off, and so I was laying in feces for about 30 minutes while trying to suck out
oh,
the rest of it. But
dude.
I got my hepatitis shot. I'm all set,
You're all good,
Yes.
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Uh,
dude, that is crazy. That is crazy.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
forgot to.
and the guy called us because another RV company that does mobile service recommended us. He
Yeah.
said that he
Mm,
wouldn't let anybody touch a black water tank but West Coast RV, and
yeah.
he's a pretty big company, and we were
Yeah.
impressed that he recommended us.
Yeah. I worked on partnering with him for a little while and finally got him to agree to let us do a lot of the work that they can't because, showing them work and stuff that we do. But the one thing I wanted to get to is the safety hazard is
Yes.
the aqua hot that I sent you the pictures of, John.
Okay.
If you can pull them
I'm
up.
finding them.
All right.
Which one's the aqua hot? Is that the
So it's
Oh,
That's
going to be the
that thing
white
that
box
looks like a heater.
with some pipes coming out
White.
of it.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
This thing right here. You ready? I watch this.
Yep.
Magic.
Yeah,
We
there it
got
is.
magic.
So that's an aqua hot. It's considered a boiler. It's uses diesel fuel it's on a diesel coach to heat the water. It also has a 120 volt heating element in it, and inside it runs a coolant through it. So because it's coolant itself or antifreeze is not safe for consumption, so it can't be around water lines, anything like that. So basically, they have a chemical. It's called glycol, but not all glycol is actually a boiler safe. It's not flame. See if you see on that picture, it says non-flammable down there on the bottom.
Yeah.
You can't just take your regular antifreeze, glycol antifreeze or winterizer system and put this in that system,
Right.
because if you end up getting a crack in the boiler while it's running and it lets the coolant into where the flame is, it can cause the system to blow up. So
So you're
um,
saying don't
what
use this stuff.
correct, you cannot use that regular marine RV
Retro.
antifreeze, yeah, that you use to winterize. You have to make sure it is boiler safe. It has to be uh, I would say get the one that says Aqua Hot Safe. There's another company that makes Truma, I think it is, that makes the other boiler system.
Yeah.
But just make sure that it is boiler safe and you can use it in that, because it can cause a fire if there is ever a crack in the system.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do not use that stuff that you buy. I mean, a lot of the techs nowadays, and I'm telling you, there's such a shortage of techs, and the ones
Well,
that they do have that repair these things
Yeah.
have no idea how to tie their shoes, more or less work on this boiler. I'm not
well,
joking. It's becoming a sin.
it really came to my attention when because I called the supply house because we ran out of it, where our stock didn't come in, and I called and I said, "Well, do you have the boiler glycol and winter it's antifreeze?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." And so I went down there and I said, "Well, where is it?" And she showed it to, and she pointed to me. I said, "That's regular antifreeze." And I showed her on there that when a customer comes in was looking for this, you can't give them this stuff, because yes, it will cool the system, it will keep it from freezing, but if there is ever a chance that the boiler cracks and it does lead to where the combustion happens, it can lead to a fire, explosion, or anything like that. So that's,
Damn.
as an RV technician calling another RV store, and you would think that you're getting pointed to the right product, but you're getting pointed to the wrong one.
Oh,
um,
that sucks.
and so it was a teaching moment that I got to teach them and show them the proper stuff that you need to use in the system, and that you can't be recommending this stuff to people for on boilers.
Right. I see. I didn't know that. Do I
Yeah.
have? I don't think I have a. Do I have a boiler?
No.
No, I
No,
don't think
yours
I
is regular
do.
water heater.
Yeah.
It's mostly the diesel coaches, the bigger ones. I mean, usually you're in the price range of 150,000 plus. Is usually when you see those.
Okay. All right. Speaking
Yeah,
of,
this one was about 375,000, right, Nick?
Yeah, it's
This
just
RV
about
we got
that
here
price.
now? Yeah,
Yeah,
375.
yeah.
what
Tile
brand is it?
floors. It is a Integra
Oh
Accolade
yeah, Accolade.
LX.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are nice.
yeah, yeah.
Those are
Tile
pretty.
floor and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super C, but you got the Super C. We're getting a lot of wing walls. So the wing wall separation on Super Cs is a big thing, but we
Okay.
know how to fix it.
What is a
Yeah.
wing wall?
So so you have, like, basically, say your Freightliner chassis itself with the semi type cab, and then
Right.
like your regular C class, this is considered a Super C. It's got the cab over that comes over the top. On the sides where that cab meets up to the RV portion itself, there will be a strip that's about an inch wide that goes down the sides of the unit, and it'll probably be custom painted in and everything from there under that, and that's screwed into the body. And a lot of times they're not really screwed into metal on the back of them or the aluminum structure. So as they drive down the road, you have these big things, driving down the road 40-foot long. As they rumble and go down the road, it's
Oh,
basically like an earthquake,
right.
and it starts coming apart.
Right.
So the fix to that is basically you take the strips off, you drill through, you put aluminum plates on the inside, and you cover them with fabric or any type of material. I'll send you pictures for next week just so we can recap on that, and you can see what it looks like, the job before and
So
after. And
this is a C. And that just
yes,
happens to be
Correct.
yours. It's on outdoorsy. Hey,
yeah,
look, if everybody at home wants to
yes,
go camping, this is one that you can go and rent. Just saying.
one, yep, that it is.
So
It
anyway,
does
That it
good.
is.
that's a shelfless plug right there. Sorry,
Yeah,
I had to do that for you.
I appreciate that.
Hey, and I know the guys that'll repair it if it breaks on you.
Yeah, I
Personally.
mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that outdoor world?
No.
yeah, it's outdoor world.
It's
It's
not
Sea World.
glamping world neither,
It's not glamping
because
world.
we never get it back.
Right.
That's what I call them, glamping world now.
Year later, hey, we've just started. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that. And they know they got you.
Hmm.
That's what sucks about all that. They know they've got you.
Oh, yeah. We actually just had one. It was a cop that came in, and he took it to
Yeah.
Lazy Days,
Oh
and
yeah.
so the hurricane was coming through. He waited for almost 3 months for his appointment, and before the hurricane through, it was like 2 days before the after the hurricane came through that he had his appointment. Well, during the hurricane, they canceled everybody's appointment, and so
Oh,
he calls and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to come in for my appointment." They're like, "Oh, we're actually booked out to December now." So his appointment was going to be, I believe it was August, and so they pushed him all the way out to December. And he's like, what do I do? They're
don't
doing
ever
my
go back.
warranty and everything. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? We can do the warranty. We'll take care of it instead of going through.
God have
It's a
mercy.
GEAC warranty. So if anybody is looking to get the GE units or has to replace them, the GE low profile unit is made a lot better than the regular mid profile or high profile unit.
Gotcha. Okay. So you sent me
But,
some other pictures.
hmm
You did. You
So
did.
this, so the other one
Yes,
is
we
the
did.
slide out floor.
That we've been doing yesterday and today.
Yeah.
It's all back
And
together now. We just don't have any finished pictures till tomorrow. I take a
yes,
video.
Oh, that's this one here.
yes. So a
What's
lot
wrong
of the
with
toy
this
haulers,
picture?
a lot of the toy haulers, what we see is, or any of the units that you have these outdoor speakers, you have to, even if you're not using the speakers, you have to check them and make sure that they're up to par. Because as you can see from that picture, you can see from the inside, you can see daylight through that speaker to the outside. Well, while it's in storage or not being used, or even when it's being used, the water is getting into that hole and then coming down and
See,
rotting that floor out.
Oh,
That
right around
that
that whole
slide,
edge.
oh
yeah,
my God.
that's
Yeah.
and that slide itself is the kitchen slide, so it's covered by the oven and the refrigerator and everything like that, and you don't know it's leaking until basically
It's too
your
late.
pots and pans start falling out the floor. Yeah, it's too late. And so your best bet, if you don't use the speakers, find some kind of marine covers that you can put over. They are starting to sell magnetized covers that go on to actual marine speakers to save them from the sun, or just in this case for the situation. So
Magnetized. I mean, they pulled against the magnet that's already
yeah,
in it.
yeah, they
Yeah.
pull. Yeah, that's like against
Gotcha.
the
They
cover
pull
for
in
this one.
because you don't want to spend $4,500 over a mistake of two speakers
two hundred
that are
dollar
probably a
yeah
hundred
Nope.
speaker.
dollars or
You do not.
$200.
Yeah,
So this is what
'cause-
we're trying to tell people. They have to understand what the RV is. Everybody goes out and they buy the RV and nobody explains to them what to
mhm,
look for. And this is
mhm,
a daily I get phone calls all day. The people don't know how to turn their AC on and I'm trying to explain to them they got it on Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. And Nick will tell you, I'm on
yeah,
the phone all day, either with them or the warranty company or the
Yeah.
insurance
mhm,
company. It's crazy anymore.
Well, I
yeah.
know you put up. I know you put a picture up earlier this week, um, and it blows my mind that this came from a big box fix where the electrical outside cover was it was like one size too small. You could see where
It was.
the original plate was, and then
Oh,
what they did is put a smaller plate, and you could see
hmm,
all the goo and
yeah,
everything around, and
it-
it was pure
it's-
white, not the color of the
yeah.
camper.
And
I,
that
Yeah,
was
that's a Sprinter van,
yeah,
Mercedes.
$170 custom van, and they have the audacity to do something like that to somebody is beyond me.
And
oh,
John,
You
that
know,
wasn't a motorhome.
but
That's a custom van. It
yeah,
carries 12 people. It's like a coach that we would sit in and have a
party bus.
meeting. Yeah, or
It's
yeah,
a
it goes
party
on
bus.
the
yeah.
Ebor
Yeah,
or something.
It's for
But they
yeah.
never hooked
yeah.
up the HDMI cord. They left the electrical outlet just hanging in there. I mean,
Mhm,
how do people get away with this? Because if
Well,
we did it,
yeah. Mhm,
people would be blasting us.
so that's my next question.
yeah.
I know we got 6 minutes left almost.
Yeah.
My question is how do these big boxes get away with doing subpar repairs and letting those vehicles drive off the lot knowing that they're not repaired to where they're supposed to be repaired to?
Because
I,
they have big pockets, big attorneys, and they basically just say sue us, And the RV industry, there's no lemon laws. There's really no
Mhm.
protection. And to go and sue an RV the dealer, it's going to cost you 15,000 up front for an attorney. So they know they can get away with this, and they just keep selling more and more RVs, so that people have to keep going back there, so they never run out of a clientele. Because I must talk, I'm not even joking, to 20 people a week that are calling me crying they got screwed by Glamping World or another dealer. Uh, it's becoming ridiculous anymore, and people think, oh well, I bought it from a big box store. They're fancy. They got a beautiful parking lot. They ride me
Mhm.
around on a golf cart. That's great. But if your
It's like
repair
hippie
is going
crap.
to look like, yeah, like that, it doesn't matter what they're riding around. If they're sending you to Mars, you need your RV fixed correctly. And
Mhm.
that's basically why we stay here in business, because the people need us. Uh,
Yeah.
they really do.
And even as a small dealer, when we first started the service side, it became really aggravating. And just he might be able to tell you, even just I would get so pissed off is because we would get turned down um, for doing work on a customer's unit when we are providing quality work that the customer knows when it's done, it's going to be done correctly. Or even some things happen, things aren't done, or something happens, but we back it up. A lot of these bigger stores are just like, oh well, good luck, send it off to somebody else. Your unit left, now you're at 6 months till we get you back in. And it's like, and they keep going through this. I mean, you go online, you read the reviews of them. If you want to tell a place basically how it is, I mean, you look at like the middle of the road reviews. You don't look at the lowest, you don't look at the highest. You see where in the middle, that the people, like, how if they're happy with it.
Right.
And they
See
just
that?
look
Yeah,
at
and
it, the small
before
dealers. And they just,
before we used to call up
yeah.
Jayco years ago and say we got to,
Mhm.
well, that has to go to Lazy Days. If you don't carry our product, you can't do
Mhm.
our warranty work. And this is what we were getting from Dutchman, from all of them.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, now they're calling us, begging us, basically, can you
Mhm.
do our warranty work?
Yeah.
You guys, we have no complaints from. Your work
Yeah.
is fantastic. And we give them tips like we do on a show about, you need to do this differently. And then the guy will say, well,
Mhm.
all right, I'm going to walk across to the manufacturing, because he's in the office in Indiana and they're manufacturing them across the street. And he said, I'm going to run this by the foreman. And now they let us do all the warranties, all the
Yeah.
recalls. They've never had not one complaint. Progressive Insurance Company, they send us everything. I
Really?
No.
mean,
Well,
oh yeah,
yeah.
they said
Bring
they don't even want to send it down there.
Yeah. One thing with the recalls is it's very surprising, and I don't know if it's like this for other industries, but we did a warranty on a solar panel. It was a Go Power solar panel, and the issue was that the metal that was to the solar panel was breaking, and these solar panels were flying off the roof. Well, it's a recall, so you would think that the product that you're putting on next on the unit is no longer has those flaws. It's going to be upgraded. That product, the previous one was recalled, and you're putting on this newer product. No, we put on the same damn panel that is breaking and flying off down the road. What part of a recall? What does that do for the recall? So just say 4 years from now, when the panel's just going to fly off down the road, and you're just like, okay, well, I got the recall. I mean,
Well,
what
what happens if that
are
flies off and hits somebody's car and it kills them?
Well, that's why it was recalled. So you would think that the new product that they put on is going to be beefier and better, or some kind of different design.
Right.
But they send us the same damn thing. So what happened with, so back from was 2015 to 2018 that we had the recalls on the two-stage regulators that were getting put on the units, where the regulator would open up, the diaphragm would just let so much gas through, and it was catching people's units on fire, refrigerators, ovens, water heaters, and everything like
Holy
that.
cow.
So thank God they didn't just send us out regulators, they said, okay, well, wait a minute, you get to use your own regulator and put that in. But then they realized, well, these people are putting in the same regulator and the same recall's happening.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
they can't send out another recall letter because the people are going to get it in the mail and they're going to say, oh, well, I already did my recall. Throw this in the trash.
Right.
But how is that helping anybody throwing on the same product that you know is going to break and fly off down the road? Are other industries involved, like dealing with this too, or is this just the RV industry
That's
itself?
nuts.
It's things I'd like to hear, because like the airbags in the cars where they had the recall. Are they still throwing the same airbags back in that were blowing up on people?
Yep, they are.
It's just like what are we doing? What exactly is happening here?
All right, so real
It's
quick tip.
bad.
We got 30 seconds left.
Oh, we are so full of tips today.
I know, right? Let's go back to using the right product for your heater.
Okay, I actually have a different one.
Okay, go.
So on the LCI leveler, a lot of people are going to get errors when the battery goes low for the levelers themselves, and it'll say LF error or LR error. So what you have to do is you have to extend all your jacks to about 6 inches. So that's the front ones, the middle ones, and the rear ones. You extend them all about 6 inches. Once they're there, with the retract button off, you make sure the little red light's off, and then you hold the retract button. That red light's going to come on, and then all the jacks will start to come up at once. That's how you reset that error.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, everybody. So, look, if you're looking for someone to take care of your RV, these are your guys. They will help you out. Go down there, call them, stop by, bring him donuts and coffee, though. Don't just show up empty-handed if you're going to stop in and just jibber-jabber. Bring coffee and donuts or a pizza. If it's lunchtime, bring a damn pizza. It's all good, or some wings. Anyway, everybody, we'll see everybody next week on Grounders TV.